A new Independent Lens documentary titled Charm City is taking viewers beyond television headlines into the front lines of Baltimore, Maryland, one of America's most dangerous cities. Sharing the stories of citizens, police, community advocates, and government officials during a somewhat violent 3-year period, the documentary gives us a powerful portrait of those surviving and fighting for the vibrant city they call home. Let's take a look.
We got 171 dead black people. That's not a state of emergency.
America's top critics are raving about the new must-see documentary.
When I first decided that I was going to join, my friends was just like, how could you, the way they treat us, they only want to lock us up.
It's gripping a New York Times critics pick.
I'm compelled to help these young men and women.
Hopeful and engrossing, and moving with echoes of The Wire. Charm City premieres Monday, April 22nd at 10/9 Central, only on PBS.
And joining me now is the director of Charm City, Marilyn Ness. Marilyn, welcome to you.
Thanks so much.
I will tell you this, that the documentary is all of those things that we just saw in terms of gripping and so compelling a look inside of the life on these streets.
Thank you.
So that being said, let me ask you, what is it that drew you to this in the first place?
Yeah. It was late 2014. We were seeing many high-profile deaths in police custody of young African-American men and women, but you would just see these cataclysmic moments on the nightly news or in social media. But the day in, day out of what brings us to these moments was what felt like was eluding us in these snippets. And so what documentary film does really well is we can just be patient and stand in one place for a long period of time. And so we committed to bringing our cameras to these places to understand what wasn't working.
I want to talk to you about that long period of time, because it was a long period of time.
Yeah, 3 years.
But the first thing I do want to ask you, and I suspect people watching this who are not familiar with Baltimore at all might be saying, all right, this is a look inside. It's a prism through very difficult times and circumstances. Why would it then be called Charm City? What's the answer to that?
Yeah, well, Charm City is the nickname of Baltimore. It was a 1970s campaign to try to bring folks back to Baltimore after white flight, after industry left. We wanted to nod to the local folks who we made this film for them in many ways. There's a nickname, Charm City if you're in the white neighborhoods, and Harm City if you're in under-resourced black neighborhoods. And so when you see the film, you'll see the sea flickers. And it was our way of saying, we understand the irony here, and we're trying to paint two portraits for you.
You spent, as we said, we're talking about 3 years for all this, but you spent a good deal of time without cameras rolling.
We did.
Why did you take that approach to it? What were you hoping to learn before you started to roll your cameras?
I think figuring out which way to point a camera is the most important work we do when making a film. And once you bring the camera, it does change everything. You know, people behave differently, but also there's an intermediary between me and the people who I want to look in the eye, who need to look me in the eye to understand what is it we're trying to do, what is it we're asking of them, of their families, of their lives. And so spending a long period of time really answering those questions, asking those questions, is just critical to my personal process as a director. And I think it put us in good stead. We didn't realize this would happen, but we were on the ground 4 months before Freddie Gray's death in police custody. And so when the media descended on Baltimore and sort of pointed its cameras at just everything in flames, we had been having these conversations, and then the media left, and we stayed, much to their surprise. They were surprised we were still interested. And I think that trust is what you're seeing come through in the footage, is that they knew why we were there, and they knew why we stayed.
When you talk about they, obviously deciding who are going to be your focus figures, if you will, in a documentary such as this is extraordinarily important.
Yeah.
So how did you go about that selection process?
So we decided to follow what we called, for lack of a better word, the policed, people who feel excessively policed in their own community, and the police. And so we started with a wide net. We filmed with a bunch of different folks. How do you access those stories is always a question.
As you know, and I know in my own experiences as a journalist, showing up with camera crew and covering an unfolding story or a conflict or a tragedy, people don't always trust you.
Totally.
You're an outsider.
Yes.
And you're not only an outsider, you're an outsider with a camera.
Yeah.
How did you find you were able to create the level of trust that's apparent in this? Because people are saying things to you and your camera that the viewers might find very surprising.
Yeah, there were many layers we had to deal with. First of all, spending the time looking people in the eye, allowing them to ask questions when you're there for 3 years. That's a lot of time off camera as it is on. We then, my team, me and my producer are not from Baltimore. We're actually from New York. But we built an entirely local team on the ground in Baltimore. So we really had to answer to them as often as we did to our subjects about what it was we were trying to do and say in their city. And they informed our process throughout. Everything was really fluid. It's a small team, but we communicated all the time. And of course, I'm a white woman working in a town that the majority of the folks in our film are African American, and so we worked very consciously to have a diverse team of folks. Our co-producer, Andre Lambertson, who was a cinematographer in Rose Street, our director of photography, in fact, he solely decided when to turn that camera on and off. And I lived with that, Sometimes I was like, did you film it? And, he didn't, because he didn't like the representation. Right. And we accepted that, because this was many people's story to tell. And so how do you invite a community in to help tell a story? And that was what we followed.
I want to ask you about something you and I were talking about a few minutes ago before we started rolling on this conversation. You saw in the trailer the notion of evoking The Wire.
Yeah.
And you and I were talking about The Wire. I told you it's one of my all-time favorite series.
Me too.
It shows up on most lists as the top 5 dramas ever. On television. Set in Baltimore. How did you find the folks that you talked to? How did you find them reacting to the notion of The Wire and its depiction of Baltimore?
Yeah, I think, I agree it is one of the best shows on television, and it absolutely captured an era in Baltimore, but it did it dramatically. It was a narrative, and so I think the folks in Baltimore feel like they're often living that stigma down, and it is true that Baltimore, we were there during the 3 most violent years in recent history. It can be a tough place, but there are parts of Baltimore that are completely unimpacted by those things, which is troubling, of course, in these segregated cities where the haves and have-nots and the inequality is just really on display. But I think a lot of the reasons folks wanted to be in the film was to change the narrative. So Alex Long often says, he's this young man who's trying to prevent violence in his own community. He says he leaves Baltimore and people say, do you really put dead bodies in vacants? And he just thought, there's a whole other side to my city of people who wake up every morning trying to do better than the day they did before for everyone around them. And that's what he wanted to put on screen. And so I think that was his reason for continuing on with us.
Well, I can tell you, as you mentioned, The Wire capturing the dramatic narrative of Baltimore, then this film, Charm City, definitely captures Baltimore now and its turmoil and its triumphs.
Right.
Great documentary film is always great storytelling, and
Thanks
this
so
is.
much.
Marilyn, congratulations, great work. And we'll look forward to seeing this out there and seeing the reaction that people have to it also.
Me too. Thanks so much for having me.
Thank you for joining us. And for you folks out there, Charm City premieres Monday, April 22nd at 10 p.m. Make sure you check your listings for additional airtimes and streaming opportunities.